Hill to start things off for us here in this best of 5. Survival indeed, the loser is out, the winner moves on to meet Lynn, which will be another tough challenge. And look at the guts on Sock, everybody. The strategy he's willing to play in the first game of the series is a Tavern Hero build, which most of the time means tower push.
This is something we've seen from Starbuck versus Live on the last day of playoffs, of regular season. We thought it's just shenanigans because that game was for the golden pineapple, so to speak. Is it the Tinker Tower push on concealed, or is it something different? Wisp at the tavern, scouting, but usually the hero comes out at the bottom. Dark Ranger is an option, Fire Lord, Tinker, Naga. What are we doing?
It is the Dark Ranger.
Wow.
Oh, this must be the Life Drain build then. Oh, Life Drain against the Demon Hunter.
Dude, that's the Soul Apeman build.
In recent times.
That's the Soul Apeman build. Dark Ranger Tower push versus the Night Elves. He's been playing it for weeks.
You have to go mana burn here, surely, don't you?
I guess. But man, first Sock is stealing Soul's YouTube short, where he's using backpack on the first footman to steal items, and now Sock is stealing Soul's strategy. Soul Sockman, Sock Soulman.
Dark Ranger staying nicely full HP. The Demon are losing some hit points here, but it's a tech Neo. It's no tower push. Dark Ranger into one base tech, and Life identifies it correctly. He's teching up as well. I have never seen a game like this before in pro play.
What about tier 2 tower push? He's teching rather fast, on point. Demon Hunter so far. Captain check. Dark Ranger, as you mentioned before I cut you off because I was way too excited to praise Soul, our co-caster for tomorrow, by the way. Life Drain keeps him in check, and that drains the moon wells already. Puts pressure on another building. Like, it's the beginning of nighttime, of course, but if he can follow this up, there's no mana for tower push defense.
The thing is, if there's a player out there who has faced this before because of how much he plays, it should be Life, right?
Yeah, exactly. But then, how fast can he adapt? Is he just a mechanical god, or can he just think on his feet?
It seems like, speaking of feet, Boots of Speed would be a good idea here to get into range and out of range when necessary. Dark Ranger has been taking some hits, but of course the Life Drain heals her up again.
Lumbermill and defend. It's coming. Almost get this around here.
What kind of a second hero do we want to go for here on the Night Elf side? Is it just the Panda? I'm actually always a big fan. If you're under very heavy pressure early on tier 2, I always feel like Beastmaster is very good. In this case with Bear. Quill Beast, of course, not that nice against defense footies, of which we have quite a few.
What about a Fire Lord to Soul Burn? Maybe it's just too spammable. Could be nice against workers with Incinerate. Also, you could get summons. Beastmaster, I like. Panda?
Middle of the map, he's keeping the militia busy. Oh, Shock doesn't properly micro the militia for a moment, but now they're coming. Maybe not that much time lost. Second hero time in a moment.
Naga it is. Oh man, that's so much control, and what a nice synergy that is, of course. You want a Life Drain and the Demon Hunter wants to run out of the tether range, but if you're slowed down, that's not that easy. We got a good bunch of footmen. We only got archers that do 0 damage to footmen. These footmen now have 1300 EHP with defend enabled. Sock, can you close it out?
Here's a second hero for Life. Indeed, it is the Panda. The AoE should work out pretty well against footies. Less AoE this time, but more damage, of course, on the new patch. Trying to take out the footman early. Demon Hunter pretty hurt already, but Moonjuice still regenerating. We still have nighttime for a little bit.
Big AoE coming in. Life Drain again and again and again. This is going to be super expensive. Archers should be focusing the towers, I guess. Ancient of War is in the mix. Sock, this seems incredibly fragile.
Ancient of War piercing damage, one tower taken out. The Demon Hunter is indeed very hurt. Moonjuice now low, but a shop is coming up. A lore is coming up. Seems like Life is stabilizing pretty well here.
I agree. That Panda, man. Everybody is hating on the new Breath of Fire, but it's putting in the damage, it's putting in the work. Everything on Sock is wearing a Crimson Mask, except the Dark Ranger, of course, who can heal the Naga if she wants to.
It's looking bad for Suck, though.
Horrible.
This tower push was supposed to win the game. Didn't work out. Life didn't panic. I think the most important thing was he hardly ever attacked the Dark Ranger. That's the worst target you can go for. You want to go for footies, peasants, towers, whatever, but not the Dark Ranger. Now, indeed, everything is hurt except for the DR, pretty much. And even the creep camp gets woken up. Was that by the Moonwell build?
Yes.
Maybe? Pretty sick.
It was. And on the other side, Sock doesn't have a unit on the left-hand side, so the Demon Hunter can heal. I would say this was the picture-perfect reaction to this Sock Soul tower push.
Shout out, by the way, to all the panic boys on Reddit. When the Dark Ranger change came through, it didn't take 2 hours until Reddit was like, oh my god, unbeatable. Dark Ranger tower push cannot be stopped.
I mean, if you don't have 2,000 games a season for 2 years in a row, you might have a couple more issues with that than Live the Medusa the Gamer had today.
I think that's beautiful, Nia, because that means you can absolutely beat this. Just play better. Don't blame Blizzard. Don't blame the race. Don't blame the balance. Blame yourself. Just play better.
And we have the last stand here. Maybe Panda not surrounded. Things don't look too hot for Sock anymore. Panda is getting controlled. Can the Dark Ranger transfer some mana? Panda saved and again should be able to go to the fountain in a bit. Is there a knockout punch somewhere? Level 1 life drain, of course, not too great. It is daytime now. It is Sock's last chance.
Has one breath of fire ready, and the Naga died. Did she not get healed right there? That looked weird.
Yeah, not in time. At least maybe it would have taken another second. Sock trying to be cheeky and cheesy, but Life is not lactose intolerant and defends this like the absolute boss that he is and gets the W with a flawless defense. What do you want? Do you want a Warden? Do you want a Demon Hunter? So far, Life's answer seems to be Demon Hunter. That is, of course, also map dependent on Autumn Leaves. So Warden is possible, but kind of hard to do. And with Immolation, you already... you always have good damage. With the Demon Hunter, you're always tanky. It is the more well-rounded option to go against. And yeah, as you said, the variety of humans these days is a big strength. You don't know what you're up against, if it's an Archmage or if it's a Mountain King. I gotta say, Sock historically fan of the Mountain King. Played it in the 2020s already, so no surprise to me that he's bringing the Dwarf.
Yeah, some years ago, MK Fast Expo also looked really good against Undead when it was Lich versus MK meta, which is, of course, very different these days. Mountain King, indeed, very bad against Cryptlord these days with all those summons. There's a big reason why MK is so good at the moment in this matchup is because Keeper is bad, weak. If Keeper was better with lots of Entangle and lots of Treants, MK would have a much tougher time. MK is always the best when he can single out important units, and when there's not many of them, like Fiends, like Grunts, you know, like Blade Master maybe even, or in this case, like Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
If you deal with the Demon Hunter early, all your troubles are washed away.
Do I have to remind you that a Keeper has a 100% win rate as an opening hero versus human in this Ascension phase?
Yeah. So what? It is one game, Neo. Have you heard of sample size? Have you heard of Expo Harass? By the way, oh, Sock didn't see the Demon Hunter getting to his main base, or to his expansion rather. He also just kind of left it to its own devices. Sock not really in defense mode. Can he still save it?
Ooh, needs a couple of defensive storm bolts for damage mitigation. If you're stunned, you can't do damage. 10 seconds and you gotta cancel. That takes so much time. Oh man, this is another disaster for Sock. I think a lot of people expected a lot more, but Life, man, steaming hot. Exploiting that one mistake to the fullest.
The items do come in handy here, to be honest. Double claws. If this was double ring, there is no cancel there with not enough damage. But hey, sometimes items help you a little more than other times. But this is just straight up a mistake by Sock. He's not protecting his expansion properly. Not really respecting the danger of the Demon Hunter. Also, he should have looked ideally at his claws. And not only is the expansion cancelled, Neo, of course with the power build also, there's all those resources completely going to waste. And to make matters worse, MK's out of mana.
Yeah, it was also very late cancel, right? So you only get a small percentage back. The tower's gotta be cancelled as well, at least the tech for that. And Immolation is doing more and more and more damage. Love the archers saying hello to the rest of the units. Get one more kill. The other footman barely alive. And Sock, what can you do, man? Life is doing an incredible job keeping the Mountain King away from level 3, keeping Sock on one base, all the cards in his hands.
How hecking late is this tech gonna be for the human? Night of Tech already finished. We see the second hero. It's the Panda again. Breath of Fire, good damage. One more cancel and the game is instantly over. But the Panda by himself doesn't have enough damage. Good DPS from the Breath of Fire, but the right click not quite as impressive. That's what the Demon is going to bring. And he is on his way back. Just healed up from the Moonwells.
This is a lot of trouble for Sock. His season wasn't necessarily the greatest. He always has potential for a top 4 run. We've seen it multiple times. But then the closer we get to the deciding stages, there's a little bit of stage fright here for the B-Boy. And this is, of course, high pressure as it is do or die in the Ascension phase. And so far, he can't handle the heat.
With these heroes, Life is certainly bringing the heat. Immolation and Breath of Fire, a good AoE combo. Second map in a row, by the way, against very different strategies. This could still make for a long game. This could still become a macro match with the Tree of Life ready for the counter expansion. But this is a perfect position, perfect setup for Life. He has nothing to worry about for so long. Look at the lumber still for Sock. He's still so far away from the tech.
And we gotta mention the average tech time is like 6 minutes. We are at 640 and we're at 70 lumber. That is 1/3 of the lumber that you need. We have, how many peasants are there? 4 on lumber? It's not 5 maybe. That is not enough. And the counter expansion is already up. It's not that Life was just chilling after the early game success. We have to say though, the late game will belong to the humans. So if Sock miraculously finds a way to survive, he might be able to turn this around.
Especially in a normal game where human expands well and then, you know, death ball push, 70 supply, 80 supply with heal scroll, very hard to stop. A lot comes down also to heroes though. Hero levels and items, the power of your main cast going to be really important, and this is where Life might have a phenomenal game possible ahead of him. If the Demon gets 3 or 4 and same for the Panda, these heroes can make up for a lot. And I love this item on the Demon as well, by the way. The Talisman of Evasion, now he has Mana Burn and Immolation and Evasion.
Full skill build unlocked. Panda reduces some of the healing. Stormbolt, hero kills of course. A nice way to get back, but the Mountain King, thanks to the slow of the Dryads, not able to close the door. And once again, it's a lot of footy HP donated to Panda DH.
Heal scroll was picked up, and that one might be necessary in a moment. Quick reaction also by Life, bringing in that Ancient of War that was ready for creeping right next to him. This is such a big help if it comes to an early skirmish right here. And there, the defense for the footies doesn't really help much. In fact, defense isn't even up yet. Without defense, he can't really fight. Has to fall back again. Has to heal up again. Again, more time for Life.
Tech is running finally. 80 seconds off. Life is on the way to tier 3. He's going for very early Bear Adept. Wonder if he's going for a Care Bear, just for rejuvenation to save some Moon Juice. That would be sweet. But of course you want this spell. Demon Hunter is basically scouting. Double level up.
Awards as well. That is fantastic. Mud Golem though picked up. Demon Hunter in a bad position. Muddy this time doesn't live for long. In the Ascension phase, we've seen a few surprisingly old Mud Golems. Surviving sometimes more than just one day and night time. But here, this one comes to an end. And the Demon Hunter now on level 3. Providing again more damage potential. The Panda would love to get that level up as well. I was wondering if perhaps Life was going to be able to catapult forward his levels super fast, but honestly, he hasn't been leveling that quickly on the heroes.
True, but it's still an entire level ahead. Since Sock doesn't have a second hero just yet, he can go for the second one now. A little bit too late to contest this. Life with the Shredder, Life with a Belt, which is more tankiness for the Demon Hunter, which is always great. Berserker for damage on Sock and a solid counter to Dryads. A little delay, but again, no big damage done for Life, and the little damage that he did can be equalized by the bears that are coming.
Big Bear army is the goal. If the Night Elf can keep even in supply, normally they end up being favored. Of course, there's a couple of other nuances as well to consider. Heal scrolls, very important. Your levels, very important. Mana state on casters can also be very important. But roughly speaking, if Night Elf is in even supply, he's in a good spot. And right now, that is the case. Sock has a gold bank though, building up. He's got the AM already in the works. He's gonna enter into upkeep in a moment. But honestly, life can follow him pretty quickly, I think.
Always two choices for the humans, of course, mass air or mass casters, and on this map there's one carry for the humans, and that is not the Mountain King. Surprisingly, it is, as so often, the second hero. Archmage on the way, Blizzard on the way, the strongest AoE in the game, especially in chokes. And here on Autumn Leaves we got chokes at the shop, we got chokes in front of the bases, we got chokes in the middle of the map. There is a lot of chokes. If Sock can get level 2 Blizzard and find the perfect fighting position, nothing's impossible.
One way to circumvent chokes is to have a little airlift. And that we have now with the Zeppelin. Not necessarily considered or right now being added against Blizzard, but rather to buy time. Buying time is what Life wants to do the most. Buy more time for production. And he's also staying in no upkeep. So Life is getting hella rich right now. And here comes the drop into the main base. Very scary against the economy. Sock has to get back ASAP.
Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire hits all the peasants. This is super lovely. And a little bit outside the box, everybody says Life is such a meta slave, Life is such a robot. Not the case anymore. He is mixing in a lot of creativity into the game, just like these Zeppelin drops. And Sock again has quite some issues dealing with that. Mountain King is already low, but forcing the town portal after a couple of peasant losses.
Time was bought, mana was drained entirely on the Mountain King, and TP on home. Sock responds with his own tier 3. He feels like he can't really win this game with a tier 2 push anymore. I wonder if the lingering vision was there long enough to see the tier 3? It's kind of hard to tell. You got a couple of seconds vision left after you TP out. But yeah, this game is still going to go on for a while.
Life scouting for another base, left-hand side. Sees the creep at the very least. I see a couple of supporters. Thank you, Palfo. Thank you, Goody. And thank you, Backseat Counselor. Get your subs in, everybody. This is Warcraft 3's prime competitive weekend. And
yeah,
prime.
The Demon Hunter just skilled evasion. No, why would you do this? That don't make no sense.
We can sell the talisman now.
But what about immolation?
What about this Tinker third?
He's going cluster rockets.
Against the Blizzard.
Gonna have a lot of AoE now. Breath of Fire, cluster rockets, possibly even immolation. Although it seems like it's gonna be taking a bit of a backseat now. And Sock is going for the long con. He wants to go for master casters, maybe even griffins, and a third hero. Gonna take a long time to get to. More time for the Night of the Creep.
The Tinker is the anti-Blizzard technology, right? I'm fairly sure. Like, Blizzard is a channeling spell. You can't interrupt it. Usually the Archmage is far in the back and it's hard to reach with anything. Because, of course, the Demon Hunter Panda doesn't have a cancel like a Stormbolt would be. But the rockets, you can spam from afar. It's also a relatively cheap spell. And it can be incredibly strong later on if there is a level. I love this Tinker choice, even though it takes XP away from Demon Hunter Panda.
It was a really cool TP by Life as well, by the way. He went for the red camp, and he knew that the opponent was going to respond with his own red camp creep attempt. So he TPs down there to interrupt, forces the human away, and now he can take the red camp.
Crazy. Very, very cool. Very rare to see as well. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Invis saves. A lot of damage done to Sock's army. He just recovered, but did he recover enough? I doubt it. The Rockets with a double kill entry and the mana burn for 3.
Level 2 for the Tinker. Now we got the passive that makes his stats a bit better, and his spell is also better. Sock still needs so much more time, man. He's the third hero. I guess a Blood Mage. He needs a better front line. He needs better casters. But there's no time, man.
Defensive Archmage Blizzard, Infi style. We'll see him later. And this is the Rockets against it. We'll see how good the sustain is here. Militia into the brink. The floodgates have opened.
We level 1 Blizzard so far. Would be a big upgrade to get AM3. But finding these kills now, very difficult. Even finding some decent creeps has proven difficult. Life, definitely the better player so far on these first 2 maps.
And third base on the way. And when can Sock move out to shut this down? I don't think there's a window at all.
Yeah, this is looking absolutely perfect for Life. He's getting hella rich, can invest more into upgrades as well. And not only will he have strong units, also strong heroes. Keeps creeping with the Demon Hunter, wants to get closer to 5. Tinker says, oh man, but what about me? He's not even level 3 yet. But maybe he doesn't need level 3. Maybe his Blizzard is mainly there to just target the AM, and then the, the AoE and the stun damage doesn't matter that much. Just interrupting.
It's also kind of nice as it is a little slow when you're chasing the human army. Usually you're completely slowed by the castles, especially the bears. Rocket stun for a bit, so that's a moment to catch up. And of course hits invisible units, as we've seen before. I love the adjustments of Life. Like this is such a cool and innovative game by Life. Mountain King steals some XP, lovely. Not enough for level 4 though. Tinker 2.5. And Rockets 2 are a big threat damage-wise as well.
Life is looking so good here. His third base gonna start mining in just half a minute. There's still some more creeps. Tinker might get 3. Shout out again to the items. I feel like every day we've been seeing insane items in most of the games. Demon with plus 23 damage. Panda with plus 11 strength. 1200 HP almost. And here's the Rockets against the Blizzard. That's the purpose.
Shut it down immediately. It's only 2.5k. Demon Hunter! Staff at the ready. Lots of Night Elves have skipped staffs, I think, against the Mountain King. You really don't want that. But yeah, this Demon Hunter, he can tank a couple of those with the Helm of Valor on top. Gyrocopters scout everything. What's the next layer for Sock? I feel like he's quite a bit hard countered with this Tinker. Usually you always rely on your Mortar Team's Frag Shards and your Blizzard. You do thousands and thousands of damage with your AoE. It's a little bit about shop control and getting heal scrolls, but this Blizzard is just shut down.
Honestly, I think Sock could have a decent chance this game if the early and mid game had gone better. If he had had better presence on the map with higher levels. Look at him. He's 4-2-1. That's not really good. What does the Night Elf have? 4-4-3. That's a lot better.
Higher numbers, man. Higher numbers. Size matters. Higher numbers on Sock though when it comes to heal scrolls, and we fight in one of these chokes. Tinker nuked out of invisibility. You need him. Invo potion safe. The staff is ready as well. Life flanking from the right hand side, trying to find a solution against the Mortar teams, and now Sock doesn't like this position anymore. Gets out. Sweet idea by Life, and these militia, they didn't get the message.
Easy experience. One Mortar team picked off here as well. Not the most losses perhaps for Sock. 2 footies going down, doesn't matter. One Mortar team, not great. But it's always him losing. And it seems like Life is not losing anything. Upgrades, by the way, also not that good. You would like to be on 2 old Mortar teams right now. That's also not the case. This is all simply symptoms of the weak early game.
Bro, this is 100 supply on 1,000 gold bank. How absurd. Exactly as you say, he doesn't lose resources because he doesn't lose any units. Mountain King, super hurt. One of the heal scrolls used. We got a Blood Mage in now, but also a Demon Hunter level 4. A huge line of bears. And then, of course, Blizzard isn't that effective as he can't cover everything. Blood Mage staffed out, so he can't really level. It's a bit of damage, but there's again no kills.
The aura here is also so sick. Unholy aura, one of the best items he could have gotten. Sensational items for Life, but items he deserved. Because of his great early game, he was able to creep so many camps, way more than the human. And now it's an easy finish. He can just push through here. Might lose a lot of bears, but he can remake them pretty easy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. He's on 3 bases. He's on 1,200 gold. Mountain King about to fall. Panda has a TP if things get worse. 2.9 Archmage. Now he got the level 3. Sock holding on to dear life, forcing another town portal. Blizzard, you see the impact of level 2. So Sock is somewhat alive. But not really, man. Not really. Life wins his 8th map in a row in Super League Ascension. 3 match points. This dude is a different person than he was in the group stage.
3rd map. Hopefully it's not going to be our last. We're hoping for a longer series here for Sock to at least get on the board maybe once or twice. Or maybe can he still manage that reverse sweep? Would not be easy. We have not yet seen a reverse sweep in the Ascension phase. In fact, we haven't even seen a 5-mapper yet, Neo. It's all been 3-1s or 3-0s. Rather one-sided series so far. Unlike in the group stage. In the group stage we saw a lot of close series and also a bunch of reverse sweeps, including from Life.
We have a tavern built by Sock again. Now we're going back to the Dark Ranger. What's it gonna be? We also have a shake-up by Life. No Demon Hunter anymore on Northern Isles. We trust in the Warden. Very interesting setup. Dark Ranger push number 2. Is it another hero? We'll see about that. Thank you, Kev King, for the Prime sub. Much appreciated. Life has scouted this. Has to play this carefully. The Ancient of War will be a little bit further out than he was on Concealed, where we've seen a similar strat by Sock. But yeah, time will tell what the hero is, and it is the Dark Ranger once again.
He can interrupt the creep right here. So this is going to be the Warden not getting to level 2 too comfortably. Gets a phenomenal item though. For the Warden, of course, it's a lot about mana. She's got the mana drain now against the Dark Ranger, but she's got the health drain. Who can drain better?
Zug Zug on both sides. We got, once again, a very fast tier 2 tech. Sock thinks this is his strategy. And maybe this is working better against the Warden than it is against the Demon Hunter.
And the first Shadow Strike was used against the Dark Ranger. Seems like that's the worst target for it, because of course she's healing from the life drain. Now going for the footy instead. Maybe that first Shadow Strike was not on the perfect target right there. Important deny, by the way. Footy taken out by the Dark Ranger. No experience. Still more mana on the DR, but another life mana drain coming in. And it's so cheap these days with the life drain. 25 only.
Okay. Warden can hide in the shadow and break the tether with it. Sock playing it more defensively than he did on Concealed Hill, trying to get some items. You mentioned boots before to stay in range of the hero, but it's only a dust so far. Oh, no, it is boots and the dust. Fairly expensive.
Ranger returns very fast indeed. Warden low, has to fall back. Slippers for her are good. Moonjuice is not looking that good. Warden, of course, known to be good on high levels, rather weak early on, so it seems like the Warden is having a much tougher time dealing with this DR pressure compared to a Demon Hunter.
Maybe this was what Sock was gambling for on game 1 already. And then on the other side, Warden on Concealed is a very, very rare thing. Sock plays it a bit more defensive, but otherwise the very same as he did before, with an early defense, with the lumber mill. And Life gotta get ready for that tier 2 tower push.
One footy kill would be the level up. The Warden is trying to commit for it. It's no deny. Now he has level 2.
Both heroes at 50%. Footman marching forward. Lots of archers. That is an investment that you need. Level 1 life drain. Really not that good. And Shadow Strike is shaving some HP off of the Dark Lady.
About to be out of mana. The one of mana stealing really seemed to help out quite a bit. But here come the militia. The lumber mill is up. Time for the tower push. No second hero yet for Life, but he could once again go for it soon. 25 seconds, maybe another panda.
An Alchemist. More healing on top of the healing that you get from Life Drain. And there is no fan of knife just yet, but there is potential for it if you want to spam mana. Arcane Tower number 1. You need to get these towers up. Ancient of War in position. Wisp in position. Huge Archer backline. Sock is in trouble, about to lose his tournament life.
Warden might also be in trouble. The Moonjuice is not looking great. Tavern hero, second hero for the Night Elf, desperately needed right now. It is the Pit Lord this time.
Wow. Which one? Brutilus. Okay, still chances for Sock as it is not Ascalor. Warden in trouble, and slowly but steady, there's no Moonjuice anymore, and also no shop.
Pit Lord, by the way, little known fact, some of the best level 1 DPS right click in the game. But with Rain of Fire even better, especially against buildings and also against peasants.
Oh, he has another one. There's no mana drain, of course. Rain of Fire. Is it enough? We need repair. This is the anchor and it gets destroyed. Oh, Sock in dire straits.
And the tower cancelled. The Warden so hurt, by the way. Has to TP if she wants to survive. She got denied?
I don't know how that worked. Maybe because of life drain. I don't know. But the peasant block by Sock to keep the Warden in range was superb. Maybe a slither of hope.
A player's forces are under attack.
Warden gonna be res from the altar. 2 minutes out. The lures are coming. One of them at least. Pit Lord still fighting on. Even without the Rain of Fire, doing decent damage here.
New militia. Oh boy, a Pit Lord to rule it all. Warden benched for 45 seconds. Little bit of time for Sock to stabilize and get these towers up again. Pit Lord.
Last Rain of Fire. Yep, Pit Lord very hurt. We're trying to go for an AP, but that one's going to be cancelled very easy. Huntress is now coming out.
Ooh, I very much like this. Archers, of course, fall against these footmen. And he doesn't have any chance to go for lore, so Hunt is the best thing you could get.
A lot of healing with the heal spray and the life drain. The Pit Lord is back in. Is he trying to suicide here? Not really. The Warden returns.
Kind of knives, kinda nice. Footman falling slowly. What about the towers? 20 seconds is a long time. Archer damage uptime surprisingly high. But this Pit Lord is like as if he's dead. He has no impact on this game currently. But also, Sock doesn't care. Yeah, Pit Lord goes down. Now level 2.
Level 2, that might be enough. Couple of towers cancelled, but another one seems almost certainly to be finishing. We got Chemical Rages now, as well now. Pushing into the back of the base. AP cancelled again, and the Dark Ranger just seems unkillable. She's got Life Drain ready all the time.
And of course, there's a synergy with Life Drain and Black Arrow. If you have Black Arrow skilled, a kill with Life Drain also raises a skeleton. That was introduced a couple of years ago. We'll see if that comes to play now. Towers are coming, man. As if we're back in Sky's time. A human tier 2 tower push for the win.
Our tower is up. Is that going to be a success? Pit Lord back. He's got one Rain of Fire ready. This one has to count.
Ooh, that's a big one. 3,000 damage almost already. Heal spray would be great, but he's in Chemical Rage. Warden in trouble. The footman, the peasant survives. The footman on the left-hand side getting killed by bouncy glaives. 4 seconds, and then we have an arcane, and then we have a whole different situation. Spin to win usually, but this time she spins 6 feet under, and the Pit Lord is again the sole carry. 2 towers up. Dark Ranger strong. Sock is in the series.
Oh, look at all that juicy life drain. Ooh, it's a lot of healing from the Pit Lord. Getting drained indeed. Towers are up. Hunt's not having a good time. Lore taken out. Can the APs maybe save life? Last hope left.
Alchemist can be very tanky, especially supported by that life drain. You move the Alchemist forward in Chemical Rage, it's huge damage. And then it's like targeted heal potion over time. I don't know, man. I don't see any hope. There's 2 footmen left, but 1 lore down, an Ancient of War down. We're waiting for the Warden and then one last stand.
There's not so many peasants for repair right now. Can they save this guard tower, though? Wisp repair also going to be trying to be taken out. AP's refocus, going for the Dark Ranger. 1 AP very hurt. Wisp repair's late. Late! Very late!
Oh, AP down. Number 1 at least. Life Drain will be ready in a second, and then we can heal the Dark Ranger up again. 1 Warden, 1 Pit Lord, 1 AP against 3 towers.
Dark Ranger tower push, we've heard about it for months now. Finally we see one succeed, it would seem. Love the shop here coming up as well. For Sock, this is going to be a great fortification. Life Drain again and again. Rain of Fire has been doing a good job, but mana's now gone.
Couple of donos here to the Warden. Pit Lord close to level 3. Life wants this 3-0. Even though there's no 6 points anymore here, it is the desirable option. Pit Lord falls. No skeletons from heroes. Alchemist is a tanky boy. At least HP-wise. And now Dark Ranger versus Warden rages on. I think the Dark Ranger will be the last woman standing here. What a comeback by Sock.
At the shop now, the region scroll is fantastic, and this game is over. Dark Ranger wins with a tower push. Finds a manageable task here. Indeed, the Warden here looked kind of weak in the early game on low levels. That's just how the Warden works out. So yeah, a tower push against Warden, apparently a thing. Against Demon Hunter, maybe a bit less so.
This looked really, really cool. Congrats to Sock being cheeky. And the balls on this guy. His tournament life on the line, desperate times, and the Mad Lad goes for the Dark Ranger tower push again that spectacularly failed earlier in this series. Life drain, life drain. There is an arrow. Oh yeah, life denied the Warden with archers. Sick play by Life.
What? That's insane.
That is super sick. Okay, we can confirm. It is no tower push. It is no Tinker. It is no Dark Ranger. It is nothing in that sphere. It's the Mountain King again. And just because the Mountain King didn't look terrific. Oh, I got another lag. What the hell is going on? I was disconnected. Hello, Remo?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. I will just start this again, I guess.
Usually, we're on CN North 2. Normally this one doesn't lag much, at least.
Yeah. Also, we had the Flow TV lags we had in sync. And now it's just me. This is interesting times. Where was I? It's a Mountain King. Just because he looked a bit underwhelming on Autumn Leaves doesn't mean that he will look underwhelming here. Lots of creeps, lots of levels. With the safer expansion, he can do a lot of damage later on in combination with that Archmage. I'm fast forwarding. This time it's looking all right. Fingers crossed, everybody. Send your energy. As a
very different looking game this time around. MK on smaller maps, we see a lot played with fast expo level 2 into tier 2 timing push. This is a big ass map, as we all know. Twisted Meadows. MK here is going to look for level 3 first. Probably a slower game, probably a tier 3 game with mass air or tanks, I would expect. So this should also give the Warden more time and more room to unfold late game.
We got a Wind of Mana Stealing, which is so good for the early game encounters between Mountain King and Warden. You take basically a Stormbolt away, you get a Shadow Strike, that's a 2-spell swing, and the Warden made it into Sock's base. Oh, that is so annoying. How do you react to that with Mercenaries? And he caught a Berserker here, interestingly, as the Warden.
That's a huge catch. That is the most important unit in the early game.
And no mana anymore here. Warden's still hiding in the shadows, only hiding in the shadows, and Sock's on the offense. Very unlike Autumn Leaves.
Yeah, this is not at all looking like a macro game right now. It's looking like a very aggressive game.
He calls the boys. It's a tower push. It's an MK tower push.
Tower push again. Lol. Third time in this series with a tower push.
This is surely a Starbuck play. I've seen Starbuck defeat Moon with that. This is powerful. It's again a bit unintuitive, but if you have all the mercs, this can work. And the Ancient of War is on the right-hand side. He's not protecting the base.
Warden again trying to be punished for her low levels. Good siphon right there. Good mana drain. MK still no Stormbolt available. Also no Dust. Shadow Melt can be used, but here are the boys.
A lot of them have fallen already. You gotta rely on the bash. It's not that easy. Warden kind of fast. The Ancient.
Again, for Life, it's a lot about buying time here. Tier 2 is soon to happen, soon to arrive. Panda would again be fantastic here.
I like the adjustment for Life. He is done with the tech. Oh no, I thought he's still on tier 1 but going Hunter's Hall. But no, that's not the case. Yeah, Panda has arrived. He's bringing the heat. A lot of detonate here. Bash on the Warden. We got good healing with the Shadow Priest, but they heal over time and not instant. But the damage of the Fan of Knives is instant.
Ox coming up far in the back, getting taken out now by these ranged units. The Panda and the Warden with the Fan of Knives, a double AoE looking so good right here.
Oh, that tower, the repair speed isn't enough. The Ancient of War hacking and slaying away. The Panda is doing so much damage already. You can't control these heroes with only one Mountain King, one tower cancelled, Berserker about to go down. Might just be a big right hand. Fan of Knives again, detonate on both. Berserker down with the Panda. What an MVP this Panda has been this series.
Not over yet though. Life perhaps panicking a bit, not spending his money, but he made a shop. I was worried he didn't make a shop, but he did do that in the heat of the battle, and now he can go for potions. This is how he's going to spend his money and keep his heroes healthy.
Sok is on tier 1. He doesn't scale at all. The Footman retreating, Mountain King almost all by himself. We got defend, alright, but this MK is just taking hit after hit after hit. He's not moving, maybe macroing a little bit too much, microing too little. And now focus on the towers once again. Mercs, MK, almost got it, 10 HP.
Mana potion committed. Fan of Knife was still only level 1, still trying to take out these towers. It looks like one tower is going to be finishing, but pretty far in the back. What about the other tower? The guard tower is only 2 seconds away. 1 second away. Last second cancel.
God, so close. Shadow Priest is doing his best to heal the dwarf back up, but that takes forever. And more footmen are falling. Level 2 on the Panda. The Ancient of War can probably deal with this Arcane alone. We need a myriad of bashes, but Fortuna is not on Sok's side so far.
Low HP and again very low mana. Having the Shadow Priest here is great. And the AP this time finished. Unlike the previous map where the APs, well I guess they finished later on, but got cancelled a bunch of times and then got taken out. We have the AP here up. The Ancient of War is still standing. Sok needs to recover. He needs some more mana on his MK. We haven't seen a Stormbolt in forever.
That's right. And he is tier 1. He can't go for potions. He can only go for clarities. That will take more time. Time for the Shadow Priest to heal him, of course. Get another Berserker. Mercenary camp control by Shock is good. But is that good enough? Warden is so close to 3.
Since it just got daytime, the Mauler and the Mud Golem became available.
Oh man, these timings, these towers. It's like he's kiting backwards with the towers. This Arcane has been broken. And with that, Sok probably as well.
Sok playing the tower push, even on Twisted Meadows. 3 out of 4 games he's playing a tower push. But seemingly not the best success rate, because right now, life is looking fantastic. There's a Mud Golem. Can this guy bring the turn?
Muddy for the win. We got a Stormbolt. A limited amount, of course. Here come the bashes. A hero kill could maybe save some time for Sok. His early game is, of course, down the drain. Still tier 1, still all in.
So close to a level up here. Ancient of Lore finishing. There's no cancel there. Now we have Dryads coming out. Not sure if there's defend or not. I guess not really. These Dryads are going to be really good.
This is not a pleasant day to be a peasant. I mean, when is it? But he maneuvered them straight into the Night Elf army and the tower. What the heck? Okay, that's... I've never seen a tower at this position on Twisted Meadows, I'm pretty sure. But desperate times, desperate measures.
Trying to kill the Warden. The only way to win this game. But there's potions. There's also Blink. A mana pot as well, by the way.
Staff.
MK low HP himself. Doesn't have a TP anymore. It's a lot of AoE again. And a staff to save the Warden.
Yeah, not cheapening out on that staff. So safe now. It is daytime. Mountain King way too close to the Ancient. Sok with a couple of fumbly-bumbly moves, and that was way too much. Life eliminating Moon, colorful, and Sok back to back.